Hey, hi all, welcome back to the channel again. Let's discuss about custom pipes today. Actually, Angular provides us to define our own types based on our own thinking, our own logic, and the way we want to process the data before showing it on the UI. So there might be a needs or a project requirement based on that, or maybe there are some client requirements how they want to transform data before showing it on UI. So for that reason, Angular has provided us a way to create our own custom pipes. So as you have learned in the last video, we have a built-in pipes. We don't have any way to update the transformation logic of those built-in pipes, so we need to use them as it is. But for now, in the today's video, we are actually going to look into the ways how we can create our own customized custom pipe. Okay, so we will start with the simple example where um, we will not pass any kind of arguments, and then in the second example we will try to pass some arguments. So let's see how we can do that. To create a custom component, you need to run a command ngg pipe to create your own pipe. So how you will create a component, ngg component and the component name. The same way you need to create a pipe, but over here you need to give pipe instead of component. Then space your pipe name. So let's say count, let's say. So let's create, it will create the pipe.ts and pipe.specs.ts files for us. As I told you in the last video, or actually I used to tell in every video, that this file is actually a test file, and we will look into testing Angular applications or Angular components in our comprehensive testing playlist, which will come after once we complete the Angular playlist. So you will get a chance to learn the testing as well. And the second file is nothing but our pipe.ts file. So let's go to the pipe.ts file. So I'll just quickly go you guys through the class. So as you know, we have given the count as a name, so it has attached the pipe to the name of that class, and then based on the name of the pipe, it has created the selector, or we can say the name of the pipe, that is nothing but a count. And now we are actually implementing the pipe transform interface as well. So when you wish to create a your own custom pipe, you need to implement the pipe transform interface from Angular core. And then we have @pipe, which is nothing but a decorator. And here you will have one more parameter, that is nothing but pure or not. So basically every pipe you create is by default a pure pipe, but if you want to learn more about pure and impure pipe, you need to wait, because in the next video we are going to look into that, and we will learn with some simple examples, and I'll explain you what are the major differences between pure and impure pipes. Okay, so for now just keep in mind that even if we do not pass the value for this pure, our custom pipe is nothing but a pure pipe only. Okay, and then as you know that as we have learned in the TypeScript video, TypeScript playlist, that if you want to implement a interface, if that interface contains any definition for method, you need to implement. And because that, like abstract classes, right? So as you know that in the abstract class as well, we have a abstract method definitions. So once you extend that abstract class, you have to have implement that abstract method as well. So in case of interfaces, it is also same. if I go into this interface, as you can see, this is the definition of transform method, and once you are implementing it, you need to implement that method. Okay, so now we are implementing that method, which is nothing but, actually this is nothing but a boilerplate code, right? So if you want external things, like if you have wrote down any kind of util functions, you can import those from here, and you can use those util functions over here as well. It just helps you to write less code. So now the first parameter is nothing but the main parameter, which you have learned in the last video. In the string interpolation, when you are showing any kind of variable value over there, you need to give space, and after that a pipe symbol, and after that the pipe name. So this value parameter is nothing but the main and the default variable value which you are binding to this pipe, or you are binding this pipe to that variable. Okay, so whatever the variable value is, not whatever the variable value is, that is this value actually over here, the first parameter, and this is a default parameter. And if you want to create explicit parameters, if you wish to give, as you have learned in the last video, right, we passed some parameters using colon. So if you wish to pass those kind of parameters, you can use these args array as well. Okay, so we will look into both. First we will create, first we will use this pipe for the default value. So let's remove this from here, and instead of unknown, let's say number, and over here instead of unknown, let's say number, because our use case is nothing but it will take the value and it will return the length of that value. Okay, so this is it. So we have created our own custom pipe, so it's now time to use it. So just copy the class name over here and import it into the imports array of app.ts file, so where you are going to use this pipe. Now I need to import this. So to import it, you can add import from here like this, and you need one variable. Let's say input val. Its value could be, let's say this much, 10,000. And now we need to use that pipe, right? So to use it, you need to use the name of it on the HTML. So let's head over to the HTML. I'll use the interpolation syntax over here, input val, and then I'll just give pi symbol, and after that I'll just use the count. So this count is nothing but the name of that pipe. So now if I head over to the browser, you can see the length of that number is nothing but 5. Okay, so this is actually simple with the default parameter. So this input val variable is considered as a default parameter for this, as you can see, value number. Okay, now we wish to add some extra thing into that. Let's say extra thing means we want multiplications, or additions or subtractions, or division, something like that. So let's add those parameters over here. So let's say I want operation of type string, and then comma val as a number. Okay, so now over here what I'll do, I'll check the operation value. Let's create a variable. Result like this is equals to 0, and now I'll check the operation value, right? So this is the operation. So let's say operation triple equals to, or operation dot to lowercase, right? To lowercase is equals to multi. Then what I'll do, I'll just assign a value, whatever it is, like value into val, whatever number we are getting, right? And then at last we'll just return the result. Okay, so what is the issue it is giving? Okay, so now we have a result and the value is being added over here, this dot result, right? And now let's check, else part as well. If you pass other than whatever the operation string we have as a multi, then it will do the addition, let's say. Okay, value int plus val, and then we just need to return the this dot result, let's say. Okay, or maybe we can just create a variable over here, and instead of this we can use like this and return. Let's create a variable with let. Okay, so now we have a variable with us and it holds the operation value based on the whatever the operation result we have and based on the condition. Okay, so let's pass these two values or these two params or arguments from the HTML file. So now as we have added some parameters or arguments to this pipe, it gives us some kind of errors. As you can see, expected 3 arguments but got 1. So what is the first argument? That is nothing but this input value. Okay, so now as we have learned in the last video how we can pass the parameters or arguments, we use the colon. If it is a string type of argument, we will use this single quotes. So let's say multi, and the other one is nothing but a number, so let's multiply it by 2. Okay, so we have a value of 10,000. Let's multiply it by 2. Let's see whatever result we get. We have got the 20,000, right? So this is actually a result which we are getting from the pipe. So if I want to pass addition, so inside 1000, 10,000, let me add 1,000. Let me save it. You can see 10,000 or maybe the 11,000. The value has changed now. It has become 11,000 because we have added a condition into the pipe. So this is the count pipe, and here we have added a condition over here in the else part. So whatever is the condition other than multi, just do a addition over there. Okay, so that's the reason it is adding that 1,000 value into the 10,000. So that's the reason we are able to see the result as a 11,000. So this is how the custom pipe works, and straightforward. You can add arguments, as many arguments as you want based on your needs or based on your requirements, and you can customize the result as well. Okay, you can customize the results based on some conditions, and finally you can return that result. And the type of this transform method is right now is a number, but in the real time you'll have your own interfaces created. You can give that interface type over here, and you can pass the data or the result strongly typed with that particular interface itself. Okay, as we have learned in the TypeScript playlist, you can go through and you can watch the interfaces class and interfaces video as well, so you will understand it better. So this is how it is, custom pipes. So I hope you have liked this video. If you like it, so you can hit like on the video, share with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any new updates. Thanks all guys. Let's meet in next video.